Good day. It is me, your fearless hostess, Beth, again. Okay, so first things first, I have got to tell you about the For King and Country concert that I went to last night. I was so looking forward to this concert for the longest time. Since I knew that they were coming to Fort Wayne, I was really looking forward to it. And not just because it was free, and not just because there were going to be free pony rides. Pony rides are great, but and I do like free concerts quite a bit, but I really like For King and Country. They have a great CD that just came out, I believe, this past spring. It's called Crave, and if you don't have it, you should definitely go get it. Go right now, go to iTunes or Amazon or wherever you get your music from if you don't get it from those places, and get their CD Crave. You will be craving it quite frequently after you listen to it a time or two. It's a really good CD. So I went to the concert with my friend Sarah, and the funniest thing that I heard, her husband Matt, he's a pastor, he was kind of jokingly saying that the only thing you really need to be successful at or to be successful as a Christian music group is a cute foreign accent and a bad perm. And gosh darn it, he is so wrong. I don't agree with that at all. I think that the guys in For King and Country, Luke and Joel, they have a tremendous amount of talent. Personally, I really liked Luke's hair quite a bit. It reminded me of my childhood. It just is very, very, very good hair. I liked it. And as far as the accent, it's not going to hurt. An Australian accent is never going to hurt if you come to America and are a musician. A British accent probably is not going to hurt either, but you do have to have more than those few things to be able to succeed, contrary to what my pastor says. But anyway, Sarah and I had a fantastic time at the concert. I knew like every song that they sang, and Sarah she didn't know all the music that I did, but she still had a great time too. We're sitting there. I don't know if I can insert pictures into my video post. I'm gonna try after I'm done. This is a learning thing. We're sitting there in our seats, and they're bringing out this equipment and stuff to get set up, and I'm looking, and I'm like, Sarah, is it just me, or is that the biggest drum you have ever seen? And my friend Sarah, she was a percussionist when she was in high school. She was like, yeah, she's like, that is a real bass drum. I mean, I for one could not get past this drum. It was huge. It was just like the biggest drum I've ever seen at a concert. It was amazing. I don't know. I was impressed with this big drum. I have a little bit of drum envy, I admit. When I was a little girl, I was in the band, but I had to play the clarinet because that's what my mom had played, and that was the instrument that we had at the house. So I had to play the clarinet, even though what I really wanted to play was the drums. I still, to this day, maintain that I would have been one heck of a drummer because I had a lot of anger type issues when I was in like the 5th grade. I would have been fantastic. But alas, I was stuck with the clarinet and I hated it. I didn't last in band very long because I hated the clarinet. My sister, she grew up and she got to play the flute, and I hate the flute now too. So life's just not fair. But anyway, back to For King and Country. It was a great concert. It was, so fantastic. They came out, they sang, I believe it was Busted Heart, and they were kind of being funny, like they couldn't really sing, and they were trying to get the crowd to sing, and I was thinking, oh my, this isn't going to be very good if this is how they sing. But they were just kind of joking around, and they ended up singing very well live. They have great voices, and they had a great testimony as well too. They sang "Light It Up," which is one of my favorite songs on the CD. that is the one song before I go out and speak that I like to, it's kind of like my Eye of the Tiger song, you know, like in the movie Rocky, where he would always, you know, he always had his song that he would listen to before he'd go and box it out. That's kind of my song before I get up on stage and you give one of my power speeches. I listen to light it up. So they played that, and then I really enjoyed hearing the story behind that song. Joel talked about how Luke has struggled with depression, so it sounded like most of his life, and that was something that I could really relate to because we've had in my family a lot of experience with people that have that same struggle with depression. I have an aunt that committed suicide. My grandfather attempted to commit suicide, and he struggled with depression for many, many years. My dad as well has had his struggles with depression, and as well as my brother. So those are really the testimony he gave about that, and the song that they wrote for him, you know, really was really very touching. I really, you know, enjoyed listening to him tell that story. They sang, of course, Proof of Your Love, which is, I think, their radio hit right now, with the monologue, which is great, about how it doesn't matter what you do, if you do anything without love, you're bankrupt. And that's, you know, the truth. Really, you know, everything should be done with love, especially love for Jesus. The other part of the concert that besides the big drum, oh, and there was one point, the concert, I have to say, was like a percussionist person's dream. Sarah was just in heaven, and I really enjoyed it too. There was this one point, I kid you not, where they're in the middle of a song, and Joel pulls out these huge, like, cymbals out of nowhere, and just starts running around, like, beating these cymbals over his head. I don't know where they came from. It's almost like they pulled them out of his pocket, but they were too big to be in anybody's pocket. It was just crazy. When they had, you know, the tambourine and all kinds. I mean, it was just, yeah. If you like percussion stuff, you would definitely be in heaven at a for King and Country concert. But I digress on that. The other thing I wanted to mention was that, I don't know if you can see this, I have my little bracelet on today. It says, for King and Country, and it says respect, honor, integrity. I think that's all that it says. But they talked up a lot, not a lot, but they did talk to the younger girls and the younger men that were in the audience about having that respect, integrity, and courage, not just for themselves, but for one another. About how important it is, you know, to live with those characteristics, you know, in your life. And I really appreciated that, especially as they talked to the young girls about not letting the young men disrespect you and treat you in a way that is disrespectful, because that's really an issue that's close to my heart. You know, I see that a lot with the young girls that I work with through my church, and, you know, just in life in general, that, you know, there's a lot of young women that are struggling, and, you know, they don't always stand up for themselves and demand the kind of respect, and they don't always demand to be treated with the integrity that they deserve. And so to hear these guys talking about that, I was like, yeah, all right, you know, I was, you know, very excited to hear them say that, and I really pray that the girls that were there and heard them talk about that, I hope they really, you know, will heed their words and listen, you know, to what they say, because I'm sure it meant more coming from them than it would ever mean coming from me. But so yeah, I was just very impressed overall. The music is great, which I knew, you know, I knew it was going to be. You know, I've listened to their CD. Last weekend, I was in Wisconsin. I drove over 1,600 miles to Wisconsin and Minnesota and, you know, Timbuktu and back, and I listened to their CD a multitude of times. It was so good. You just don't get tired of listening to that CD. It's really good. Again, it's called Crave, and by For King and Country. Go get it if you don't have it. If you get a chance to go see them, you should definitely go check them out. I believe I heard, if you are in my neck of the woods in Indiana, that they are going to be in Wapakoneta, Ohio sometime in July. So if you want more information about that, go head on over to their website, or you can check them out on Twitter. On Twitter, they are the number 4 King and Country. But yeah, definitely check them out if you get the chance. And, you know, I would pay to go see them. After seeing them for free, I would definitely, go back. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to add. I don't think so, other than the fact that I, just thought they were great. The only, well, there is one more thing. I was kind of raving about their concert last night on Twitter and posting pictures and stuff, and my friend Adam, he wanted to know if my all-time favorites, the Sidewalk Prophets, had been unseated as my favorites after going to For King and Country. And while For King and Country did give the Sidewalk Prophets a pretty good run for their money, I must say that, some things just don't change. They're still, I think I'm still sold 100% on the Sidewalk Prophets, but I think For King and Country have moved into like the number 3 spot on my list of concerts that you really should go see. I think they're only behind 10th Avenue North and the Sidewalk Prophets. So that's high praise for me, because Sarah and I are still talking about 10th Avenue North. We saw them last October, and we pretty much measure everybody else against 10th Avenue North. They were so great. And the Sidewalk Prophets, as well. They're just something else to go see. So definitely For King and Country, if they're number 3 on my list of concerts at this point in time to go see, you should go check them out. So that's all I have to say about For King and Country. I still have a review to do on the afters, which I'll be posting here in a little bit. And I also want to have a little shout out for Heavens to Betsy too here in a little while. They opened up for King and Country, and they were good. But in the meantime, I hope that you will stop by my written blog and check out some of the things I write about over there. Lots of good stuff to read. And that website address is www.bethstauffer.com. I don't know if you can see, that's my dog Brandon over there. He's cute. And you can follow me on Twitter at PumpkinPatchPG, or you can hop over and check out all my good stuff on Pinterest. I hang out on Pinterest as Beth Stauffer. So thanks for listening to my ramblings about For King and Country, and I will look forward to chatting with you next time. Thanks so much.